Hello, I'm Dominic Piper. Welcome to Paydirt TV. Today we're joined by Matthew Bowles, Managing Director of Alto Metals. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tom. Good to be here.
Matt, the results are coming thick and fast at the moment from your sandstone project, gold project here in Western Australia. Yeah. You must be delighted with some of the assay results that are coming out, are you?
Yeah, there's some great results coming through now. As you know, there's been quite a bit of a delay with labs throughout WA, and we're up to sort of over 90 to 100 days sort of turnaround, which is pretty phenomenal. And now to get those results started to come through, I think that even the last sort of 3 results we've had in succession have been fantastic. Really gives us a lot of encouragement to what we've always seen there at Lord Nelson, and throughout the whole Sandstone Gold project. So yeah, very exciting times.
That RC drilling has been focused, the results lately at least have been focused on the Lord Nelson deposit and historical open pit mines there. It seems that you're stepping out a little bit and hitting that mineralisation a little bit deeper. Is that always been the plan, to chase that mineralisation, that plunge deeper?
Yeah, so that's always been the strategy with that plunge. There's a footwall and a hanging wall lode, which are plunging down to the south. Then we had the new discovery about 18 months ago of that Orion lode, which is about 200 metres to the south again. But all the mineralisation is plunging to the south there. And the latest result we came out with last week was actually a step out down dip, so drilling on the western side. So that's extended it down dip, which is quite exciting. It's a nice big thick zone, 6 metres at 19 metres, at 6 grams. Yeah, so it's great. It's really opened up that whole area there. It's a big, thick sort of zone that we've hit below the pit, and so we can see that continue to go a lot deeper as well. So it's exciting.
Sandstone and a lot of these projects in WA, I haven't seen a lot of historical drilling at depth. Is that an obvious target for you guys at Lord Nelson and Lord Henry to hit those extensions at depth?
Yeah, well, if you remember, we've got a great slide in my presentation deck, and it sort of shows all the drilling that's been done over the Sandstone Gold project, which is over 900 square k's. And then there's the same image which shows all the drilling that's been drilled 100 metres or deeper. So the average RC holes was only drilled down to about 45 metres. And when you take it down to 100 metres, the whole drilling disappears on the whole belt. So for us, it's amazing. In Western Australia, it really hasn't been tested, and we're starting to demonstrate with the results that are coming through from Lord Henry, Lord Nelson, and also now sort of going out to Vanguard and Indomitable. There's just a lot more to be found, and I think that's, for us, it's keeping that focus certainly on the Lords at the moment, but demonstrating there's certainly a lot more to go. And bearing in mind we're in a different gold price environment, and some of the other factors certainly with sandstone around oxide mills and so forth. But that's the opportunity for us.
With names like Lord Nelson and Lord Henry, it's obvious that those 2 pits are the premier attractions on the project. But it looks like, looking at the presentation, it looks like you've got a few other targets as well. Can you tell me a little bit about the diamond drilling you've been doing, particularly at Vanguard?
Yeah. Well, this is our first or maiden diamond drilling program for Alto. So we've drilled sort of 17 holes. We had our first one, fortunately, for diggers, which was great. And we're now waiting on another 16 diamond holes. It's the very first time at Vanguard, which is one of our prospects, which is only about 5 kilometres west of the Lords. So diamond drilling's never been drilled at Vanguard before, which is, it's amazing for us to be able to drill that now, to get some structural information, which is probably, that's the critical reason we're doing that now, to get that information there, which will help us with further sort of exploration and targeting. But we've drilled at Lord Nelson, the Orion lode, Lord Henry, Vanguard, and also at Indomitable, again, just to get us that diamond drilling information. I think it's really going to help sort of open up that whole corridor. And when I say the corridor, not only the Lord's corridor, but the much larger corridor that runs between Vanguard and all the way up to Indomitable.
So will you be able to match some of that structural information with the geophysics and geochem that you already have?
Yeah, that's the plan. So we have quite often a number of independent technical consultants that come in, and we have a sort of internal sort of technical loving day, if you like, and we just sort of sit down there and sort of just throw around various ideas, and we've got structural geos in there, we've got geophysicists, and obviously our whole technical team, and just we throw around all these ideas around what we've seen today, what the plan is going forward. So it's a really sort of a collaborative environment to go forward. So
what can investors expect to see coming out of Alto and the news flow in the next couple of months?
Yeah, a lot more drilling results. As I said, we've still got 16 holes pending of the diamond. We've got over 120 RC holes, so we've really been hitting it hard this year. I think we've drilled about 60,000 metres of drilling this year, that's more than the company's ever drilled, and it's a phenomenal sort of uptick level of activity. So obviously all the results coming through from that, and that's all culminating in what we're aiming for is a major resource update for sandstone, so the global resource, and obviously there's going to be a fair bit from Lord Nelson, but there'll be an update for not only Lords but also for Vanguard. So we're pretty excited about that. I think that's going to be sort of for us it'll be a great start to hopefully the new year.
There's you mentioned a great start of the new year. You've already got that 330,000 odd ounces in the resource. So come 2022, can we expect to see a decent size upgrade from a new resource statement?
Yep, I hope so.
And what's the plan from there then? If you get the sort of numbers you're looking for, can we expect to see some sort of development studies in the next 18 months?
Yeah, I think for us the number that we're sort of aiming towards to get to, and one of those sort of milestone numbers that sort of most companies aim to when you have 500,000 ounces and 1 million ounces. For us, I think that will demonstrate that there's certainly a lot more resource growth at not only the Lords but also at the Sandstone, the whole region, and it'll just be feeding into that. So sort of further work at Vanguard. There won't be a resource update for Indomitable, so with some of the drilling that we're doing, with the diamond drilling we're doing at Indomitable, that will then start leading into to further resource updates from there. And we've got over 900 square kilometres of ground, so there's plenty of other targets to chase. And for us, the last 18 months has really been about sort of focus. And I think now you'll start to see us introduce some of the other prospects that are there as well, because there's some amazing high-grade deposits that we haven't even looked at for the last 18 months, 2 years.
With a company like Alto, there seems to be more than one story going on at any one time. While you're desperately trying to get involved in the exploration and concentrate on the exploration, there seems to be a parallel corporate stream running on. You've had a number of unsolicited takeover offers for the company. You've had to deal with several corporate situations. Is that a distraction, or do you see that as a positive for the company?
Look, it's both really, but it certainly is a distraction, and I guess it's in some ways it's been a bit of an endorsement or a compliment to the quality of the asset that we have. I think the drilling results are starting to demonstrate why we've been attracting all that attention. If you look at where we sit regionally, there's a number of mills surrounding us. Everyone keeps talking about corporate activity, but for right now we're focusing on what we can control and focus on, which is drilling, and for us it's about demonstrating how big the project can be and what the potential is, and for the rest of it, yes, it's certainly an endorsement of what we have.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of investors looking at those sorts of endorsements and starting to get very excited about the Alto story. Matt, thanks for joining us today, and best of luck with them other assets. We'll be keeping an eye out for them. Great. And then maybe we'll catch up later in the year to lay out the story a little bit more. Thanks very much.
Sounds good. Thanks for that. Cheers.